know it gets recorded because I swear I'm so nervous mine won't record. I've done that.
All right, it's working. We are recording.
All right, perfect. We are.
All right, everybody on? We're ready to start this?
Hopefully we have more. That says 5 till, so I think they're going to be getting on. We'll make sure everyone mutes themselves when they get on, please, so there's no background noise.
Yeah, we've heard all the horrors of Zoom call fails, and we don't want you to be a victim of that. So please mute yourself, and if you're doing something weird, hide your camera. All right, we got everybody on. Looks like everybody's good to go. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you guys. I was live this morning, but this is going to be a whole different call today. So your lovely uplines have asked me to share a little bit about where we have come from and where we are going. So I'm just going to share that with you guys today. Some of you already have been here since the beginning, so you know where we came from. But just to put it into perspective, you know, Alicia asked me to talk about the last 3 years, but really, that's not where we even started. That's just when we became popular. But, you know, HempWorks, and that's when HempWorks entered the picture. But that wasn't our beginning. Our beginning was actually way before that, and was even crazier than, you know, just when HempWorks started. When My Daily Choice started, in general, literally, we were competing with companies that had like castle-like corporate offices and, you know, hundreds and hundreds of employees. And typically that's how networks start out, right? They start out with building their corporate infrastructure first, and then they're like, oh crap, we need sales. Let's go find some leaders. Let's go see who we can pay to pretend to be a leader here and, you know, get on stage and do their dance and recruit all these people. We need to find influencers. So we did that pretty much completely backwards, like all around. We went for leadership first. We sold our vision first. We sold, you know, what we would become first. So no different than this call. That's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. A little bit of our vision and kind of what we are thinking in terms as owners of this amazing company. But, you know, Josh and I started in a small apartment in Towson, Maryland. In fact, it was 2 apartments because we weren't committed to each other. We didn't want to live with each other at the time. So we were in the same apartment complex. He was on the 7th floor and I was on the 10th floor, it was vice versa. And, you know, it was back in the day when my mindset was really terrible. And I only had negative experiences in network marketing up until this point. So I spent a lot of time convincing him that he just got lucky in his last company and that realistically, this wasn't for everybody at network marketing. And I had the bank account to prove it, you know, and we would go and get our mail together. We would go down the elevators together and go get our mail. I would open my mailbox and I had the proof. I had bills after bill coming in and no income to support these bills coming in. He would open up his mailbox and you guys, it was like, check, 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 check. And I was like, this is so disgusting. He has no bills. He has no children. He has no, like, nothing. And look at him just attracting all this, like, wealth into his life. How annoying was that? So I spent a lot of time trying to work on myself from that point as he was trying to teach me, you know, some of the concepts of, you know, like law of attraction. And, you know, he told me, like, in his last company when he was just a distributor, how, you know, he would build a team and then the whole team would quit, and all the trials and everything that he kind of went through. And everyone's just gonna mute everybody. Bam, I have the power to do that. There we go, silence. I just found that button, I'm so excited. Okay, but you guys, so in our early days, Josh and I were very young, and I guess we're still kind of young, although he's a little younger than me. And we still had a lot to learn. And when we got started, it was just a dream, you know, and a lot of people, including myself, were against this dream. And I remember when he was explaining his vision back then and how it is today, you know, he told me, he's like, I see a lot of companies make this mistake. So I don't want to make that mistake. And the mistake he was talking about was how companies pigeonhole themselves to one industry. You know, we are weight loss, we are CBD, we are, you know, skincare, we are makeup, we are all, you know, just one thing. And then what would happen is all the reps would get used to those products and they'd be desensitized after a while. We've already had these products and now we're tired of these products. So now we got to look for another company, a new launch, a new, new launch momentum to kind of reignite our fire because this company didn't have enough, right? And he saw this trend happening in network marketing. In fact, we were, Josh was friends with another network marketing company owner who owned lots of network marketing companies. And he's like, well, my philosophy is, since everybody jumps around, I'll own all of them so that when they jump from here to here, I'm still in the same business. And we're like, what an interesting phenomenon in this industry where people have to constantly move because of the trends of how network marketing companies operate. So we didn't want to be in that situation. We didn't want to have our reps leave because of our product offerings or lack thereof, which was funny because when we started, literally there was 3 nutritional sprays. That was it. Peak, Boost, and Shield. And me and my negative self at the time could not wrap my head around the value of the products. And now, of course, I have since been served and I see a lot of value in the sprays and we hardly can keep them on the shelf nowadays, or lately for sure. But, for me, I was like, why are we called My Daily Choice if we only have, 3 sprays? So that's where we started. But his vision was back then. He's like, well, it's not always going to be 3 sprays. Eventually, I'm going to have a house of brands. And that's when we kind of put it all together when HempWorks started, which was 3 years ago. And then beyond that into Mantra, High Life Travel, and all these other things that are coming. So speaking of our vision, we've stayed true to that vision and have incorporated lots of brands. And our philosophy behind that was, if you get sick of travel, you can sell essential oils. If you're tired of essential oils, you can jump into CBD. And instead of being the rep that has a reputation for bouncing around different companies, now you can be bouncing around in the same company. So it's kind of awesome. It's kind of genius. And a lot of companies have since adopted this into their corporate strategy since then. So I totally did hit mute all, but I guess it didn't work. But that's okay. I'll just keep going. If you guys are coming on here, maybe you're coming in a little late, just hit mute when you join in the call so we don't get any feedback or echoes or weirdness. So let's talk a little bit about where we're going. We've had a tremendous amount of trials and tribulations along the way. We've had a lot of ups and downs. We've had a lot of between the farm bill, between, like all the things that we've had to go through to get to where we are today, we are still just scratching the surface. And I know some people have the opinion that, well, HempWorks was, 2018, because that's when it really blew up. We went from 10 million to 100 million. And maybe that timing is done. The timing is not done. I mean, according to Forbes, it's going to be massive momentum still through 2022. So we're still in the thick of that. And we're still understanding all the benefits and power behind cannabis still to this day. For one, we weren't allowed to research it up until 2018. So now as these studies are coming forward, it's becoming more powerful, I think. But that's not where we are going to just stay, even though that is what made us the fastest growing company in the network marketing industry. I can't spill the beans on everything that we're doing, but I do want to give you guys a little bit of vision. So of course, with the House of Brands vision, without pigeonholing ourselves to one industry or one product line, we do have new brands coming. And I can't tell you like all the specifics of them, but I can tell you that they're going to be huge. And I can tell you that you guys are going to really love being a part of it. Right now, and I see a lot of women on this call. I see Craig is not a woman, so hi, Craig. And then maybe that's the only man on here. I don't know. They're mostly women. But that's true to our whole company, really. It's about 80% women in our company. Did you guys know that? It's crazy. Like we have the like women pride going on for sure around HempWorks and MDC. But that's true for network marketing in general. The next brand that we're launching, we think is going to interest a lot of men. So for all you like My husband like supports me, but doesn't really want to get into it. This is a product, this is a brand for him, I think. And maybe that's stereotypical, but that's just the trend and the demographic of this said product line so far. So we're really excited about that, about diversifying a little bit and going after a whole new crowd. So that's coming. And then there's another one coming as well. And we are aiming to launch these by convention. But I will tell you that with coronavirus and all this crazy stuff happening with supply chains and all of the things happening around the world, you know, we're going to try to make that happen in time for convention. If not, it'll be revealed and shortly available thereafter. So those are our goals as far as products go. But we also don't want to be the company that is dependent on product launches either, right? Because then you guys will always just be sitting and waiting for the next launch, which is also not the goal. So what we've done is we've invested a lot of money and time into bettering our technology. So how many of you guys are irritated with our website in one way, shape, or form? Like, I don't know about you, but this is an annoyance for me, for sure. And we did a redesign last, I think it was probably 2 years ago, maybe, when we updated our website. Well, it's going to be updated again. And this time it's going to be so much better than before. We're going to, first of all, we never used to have a shopping cart in our website. If you've been there before HempWorks, there was not a shopping cart before. Don't ask me how we ordered products, but we did somehow. So we're going to make the user experience much friendlier. And it's been challenging because we've launched so many products to kind of navigate that. But our goal is to have the look and feel of kind of an e-commerce friendly shopping environment. So people can just check out normally. And when they check out, they can click create auto ship right then in the checkout. So those are some things that are coming. The back office is going to be redesigned completely. I'm super excited about this because I don't know about you guys, but I am not a numbers person at all. When I look at my back office, I feel like I'm looking at Chinese or Mandarin or like something I cannot read or understand. People are always like, you know, what box are you looking in? Is this your left or your right? Is this your auto ships? I'm like, I don't even know. Like, it's so confusing. If you're a numbers person, it's probably amazing for you because it's like a list of numbers. However, that's not how my brain operates. Like, I need pie charts. I need visuals. I want to know, like, literally they implemented this. This is what I told them. I said, I want a meter that tells me how far I am to hit my next rank. That's it. Give me a bar that says I'm this close from hitting it, how much volume I need to get to my next rank. So that's coming. So that's exciting. There's going to be much easier ways to navigate through your team and to see who's qualified for what, things like that. So it's just going to be much, much easier to navigate your business. And you don't need a math degree to figure out if you've qualified for the rank or not. So those are some things that are happening. We're also working on what we call microsites. So each individual brand is going to have its own site. So not that we are ashamed of MLM, we are not, but we have identified this as a trend that we don't want to be so up in front in your face with MLM in the shopping experience. We don't want it to be so much opportunity focused that it deters customers from wanting to shop through us. So for instance, you'll have, if you want to use your mantra site, right? They would never know that you're even in network marketing. It just looks like an essential oil website. So that's really cool for customers that are coming in and maybe don't want to be threatened by having to join as an affiliate or pressured into starting a business when they just want to shop. So we're creating things like that to better support our customers versus just the affiliate pitch throughout our website. So I'm pretty excited about that because that's kind of what our vision was with HempWorks initially, because HempWorks started out as its own website. It wasn't in My Daily Choice. That was after the fact. But then we kind of went back to thinking about that. We're like, that actually worked a lot, where customers felt safe shopping there and they didn't feel like they had to join this MLM in order to be a customer. So that's something that we're kind of shifting towards, just to support the needs of everybody versus just our little niche market of affiliates. What else? I wrote down some things. So that, yeah, the back office redesign is going to be amazing, I think, and the front facing of the website is going to be amazing too. One thing that we're not really telling, people like all these experts that are working with us on developing this new software, we're incorporating AI technology into our software, which is pretty cool. Not that we are downsizing our employees, we're not, relax. We're keeping all of them, but we're just making it more smart. It's more functional and easier to use. So we're really excited about that. As we are launching, things like the app and other things, there's going to be other technology that's coming that's going to help support your business. I wish I could tell you the specifics of other things that are coming that are super exciting, not product related, but technology related, that's going to help you sell products easier. But I can't give away all the details just yet. As you know, our roadshow is coming up July 18th, and then of course beyond to convention, which is September 18th. So, and just so you guys know, like, we're not pressuring anybody to register for these events. There isn't like a mass movement of like there was before, get to convention, bring everybody to convention, but the sentiment is still there. So you do want to make sure that you are registering for these events in advance so that we can account for you to be there. And I'll tell you why. Because our platform that we're going to be using, we need a kind of a heads up of how many people are going to be there. If there's 15,000 people there, we need to prep for that. So you want to get everybody registered. And for these events that are coming up, you want to invite all your team that's going to be there. This is the easiest way to promote your business, is when you don't have to be the one talking. All you have to do is invite and let us do the talking. Best way to get sales, best way to grow your leadership and things like that. So what else? What are we working on? We are working to improve our recognition for all of our affiliates, and specifically focusing on lower ranks. So we do not want to be the company that is only cheering on super affiliates, right? And 250K and above. No offense, Alicia, we love you, but we don't want to only think about you. We want to think about our 5Ks, our 10Ks, 25Ks, and the people that are working their way up, because that is the bread and butter of our business. You guys are the heart of our business, and we want to make sure you feel like we see you and we love you guys, right? So we're going to be putting some programs in for that as well. What else? You wouldn't even believe all the things that we're working on right now. We're going to have a lot more marketing videos for each brand. We're going to change our marketing a little bit around the essential oils to more how do you use them versus what's in the bottle. So I think that's important. We're going to have our own little recipes coming out on how to create, tonics for different things. I don't know the right word, formulas for different things. You want to clean your house? What is the magic formula to clean your house with our essential oils? We're going to start putting things out like that to help you guys share how to use them. Mantra, maybe getting some additions, maybe. We'll see. And I've only told a couple people who are under NDA, of course, what these new brands are going to be called. So I can't tell you what they're going to be called, but I can tell you that they came straight from my brain, so they're good. They're as good as HempWorks. So just be prepared for that. And these brands that are launching will be ever expanding. At least one of them will be ever expanding. The other one of them that's Josh's brainchild is, I don't want to be like too overzealous here, but I'll just put it like this. There are not a lot of legitimate companies in this space. And the companies that are in this space typically go out of business within a year to 2 years. If that, it's like 8-9 months, and then they're hit by regulators and they're taken out. We almost didn't want to go into this field altogether because of how the regulations and things work. But we almost didn't go into CBD for the same reason. And it's not us to play it safe. So we're going into it, and we're going to do it the right way, the legal way. We're going to have all the licensing, and everything's going to be fantastic. So stay tuned for that. Also, one more thing I want to add about this brainchild of Josh product line that's coming, this brand that's coming. It'll be the only brand in My Daily Choice where you can make money without recruiting a team. So if you can see how this will be when you start talking to people who are afraid to build a team, people that want to come in, they want to work from home, but they're scared to recruit their friends and family. And maybe they don't want to be on stage, right? Maybe they don't want to be the leader. Maybe they don't want to do all that. Like, it's not for everybody. It's for like a select few weird people that really just like embrace it, right? And I think all of you guys are with me on that. You're on this call today. But some people don't want to do that, right? So if we can give them a way where they can pay their bills from learning a skill without having to recruit a team or pressure anybody into sales or buying anything, that's exactly what we want to do that. We want to provide that for you guys. So that is something that I think is going to be huge. So all these ridiculous posts you see, make money without recruiting, is going to be true here. So I'm excited about that. It's a great skill to have. And if you guys take the time to actually learn how to use this new platform that we're launching, you can be very successful with it. So I would love to give you all the ins and outs of it, but it's just not, I'm not allowed yet, and this is recording. So you just have to take my word for it for that. So with that being said, I want to open up the call to questions, comments, whatever you guys want to share. If you have any questions for me, this is your time. This is my time to spend with you in this team. So don't be shy. Feel free, if you want to write in the chat, you can write in the chat. I can see them in there. Or you can raise your hand or unmute yourself.
I have a question.
Okay. Hi, Patty.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I have a question. I'm doing great, thank you. Very hot here, but I know you are too. How do you recommend taking multiple soft gels? As far as like, I personally take the curcumin and the vitality.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been playing with trying to figure out the best way to take them. And I've had other customers and affiliates ask me, and I'm like, I'm not sure. I'm still playing with it. Let me figure it out. So what would you recommend?
So from a product standpoint, I can tell you there's no danger in taking them together. But again, it's kind of a weird like dosing question that requires a doctor to tell you how to
Okay.
do it. So, you know, our story has always been just take what works for you. You know, if one is working for you, fantastic, do that. Some people are doing their oil and a soft gel because there's different ingredients in the soft gels. Some people are taking 2 of the vitalities at the same time because they want to get up to the 500 milligrams of the dried yeast. I mean, it depends. If you're fighting off something really nasty, I mean, I would take more. If you're...
Would you recommend the vitality in the AM?
I don't think it necessarily matters what time of the day, other than the melatonin and the coffee berry. Obviously, you want to take those at certain times of the day.
Okay, that was really my biggest question there. Thank you. I appreciate that.
For sure. You're welcome. Who else? We got, I don't know how to say your name. Tararif. I'm sorry, how do you say your name? But yes, unmute yourself if you can.
It's Tarifa, Jenna. How are you?
Got it. Okay. How are you? Sorry.
Aloha from Hawaii. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're so busy. We appreciate this time. I have a question in regards to wholesale. Is there any way, anything in the future that we are expanding in that area?
It's really hard for us to develop a wholesale program. And I'll tell you why. If our compensation plan wasn't already 85%, you know, the margins are already small as it is. It's super difficult to make the prices even less, even with bulk orders, because there's just not a lot of room. So it's really not a good place for us, for our business model, to be able to implement that with the compensation plan being as high as it is right now. So we're not really working to improve that. I'm just being honest with you. We're actually trying to get away from it. And initially it started because there was so much demand for CBD that people wanted to buy mass amounts of it. So we made it available, and it worked for the oils. It's not working so much for the other products. So I would say at this time, it's not something that's probably going to be changed anytime soon. So whatever is available now is probably as good as it's going to get for some time.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. I see some comments and questions in the chat. So let's see what you guys have put in here. Tiffany asked, I'm really interested in streamlining attraction marketing to where people are coming to me for product on the business. What has worked for you? So attraction marketing is kind of, it's not a myth, but it's not just like attracting, like it's not just waiting for people. Like I've never just been able to wait for people to come to me. You know, you have to put a lot of effort into going out to them first. Like they're not gonna know who you are unless you're all up in their business. You know what I'm saying? Like for every one sale I got, you know, CBD or otherwise, I had to reach out to 20 people in order for them to come back, you know? And you do that over a long period of time, short period of time, long period of time, depending on your efforts. And eventually it starts that they start coming back to you. The best way to say, to just, I guess, to explain is it takes people about 20 different times of seeing your name before they start identifying you with something, before they start associating you with, oh, Stacy's the CBD girl, Stacy's the spray person, or, you know, before they start thinking like, oh, that's my, you know, however you fit into their world. So they have to see you involved in their life in order for them to come back to you. Does that make sense? So it's literally whatever you reap is what you sow. So if you wanted to implement attraction marketing, you have to go out there first to kind of develop that presence.
Jenna, I have a question.
Sure.
Hello. So we have a lot of people always wondering, you know, what do you, I would love to hear what you would say when people are like, what do you do to, you know, get people motivated? I've enrolled all these people and no one's doing anything. When do you know when to let go and how to reciprocate this kind of non-reciprocation, I guess?
Yeah. So the way I look at it is like 2 out of 10 people are going to be excited, right? What does this say? Oh, our meeting's been upgraded. Nice. Thanks, host, for upgrading our meeting. I just got a pop-up. Sorry, guys. But the way I look at it is like 2 out of 10 people you recruit are going to be excited, fired up, self-motivated, right? The majority aren't. The majority are going to impulse buy. They're going to think it was a good idea yesterday and it wasn't a good idea today. So part of me feels like it is kind of a numbers game. You know, you're kind of sorting through different personalities to see who's really going to take off and who doesn't. Also, what I found is people really struggle with their belief, right? They struggle with their belief system. This is why they don't build. This is why they quit on themselves. This is, you know, why they talk themselves out of it. So we're not just battling, you know, why our company is so great and why can't you build? Don't you see the vision that we see? It's not so much that, it's more, why don't you see the potential in yourself? You know, for us, I'm looking at you guys saying, I see all the potential, but until you see the potential within yourself, you're not going to take action and move forward. So the best thing we can do as uplines is build belief in these people. You know, they need belief in themselves, because I can tell you that the people that I've worked with along the way that have had doubts, and they all have doubts, they all have issues coming into this business. I've painted a different picture for them to consider altogether. You know, I'm like, I see you, Alicia, on stage, right? I see you at all corners of the world promoting like your best-selling book. Like I see the brand that you can develop within yourself, you know, and Ashley, you know, I would work with her. Like you saying you're shy and you can't do videos, but I see you in front of the room in Nigeria, you know, I see you like this, and painting that vision for them. You have to just dream build with people. And the more you can dream with them and build their dreams before they even have, you know, the courage to dream on their own, you know, you can put that belief into them. They can borrow belief from you until they believe in themselves. So the people that aren't moving, the majority, they're not moving because they don't really think they can do this. You know, they really don't think that it's a possibility. And they go right back, right when they log off of Facebook or wherever they've connected with you, right after they've had that conversation, they go back into their old paradigm. They go back into their old environment where they're attacked with all the opposing opinions of what you just said. So it's constantly reinforcing and plugging them into the positivity and everything that we've built collectively as a company, right? So, but on the flip side, I will say this. I have always been like, listen, I'm building this thing with or without you. I would love to do it with you, but I understand if you can't come along for this ride. This train's moving. You're either in or you're out. And I'm not chasing you to build your dreams. I believe that you can build your dreams. I believe you can accomplish all the goals you set out to. But if you're not ready to accept that future for yourself, there's nothing I can do to help you. So let me know when you're ready. And then I walk away, and then I hang up, and then I click the X on Facebook or wherever I'm talking to them. And I let them sit with that seed that I've planted. And half the time they'll leave for a day or two. They'll think about their life. They'll go back to their negative environment and they go, man, I got just a little bit of motivation and positivity from Jenna. So I think I'm going to go back and talk to her again. So that's kind of how I deal with people that don't want to move forward. It's like, you know, how long do you want this to be your current reality where you can't afford it? Where I don't have the time, I don't have the money. I now have to homeschool my kids. So therefore I can't. I now have to, you know, do all these things in today's environment. So now I can't. Well, that's only saying that because that's what you believe. But for the rest of us, we've all found another way. We've made it work. We've made it a priority. We've made it a serious career move. And if you're ready to do that, then I'm here to help you. If you're not, then I wish you the best. And I hope you find happiness and success in whatever you do. So that's pretty much how I treat people. And you know what? That reverse psychology, let me tell you, it works every time.
All right. I have 3 questions.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay. One, you had talked about having separate like shops or whatever for the different brands, but will they be able to have the ability to like buy sprays, oils, or whatever also at the same time, or will it all be separate?
Yes, it'll all be directed into one shopping cart experience. So
okay.
The way we envision it is, you know, there's like the My Daily Choice logo in the upper left. But if you go to this microsite where it says Mantra, you'll see both logos. And you can toggle between the two.
Okay, good. I was concerned about that because I already have people that want to like buy sprays and oils, and they really get confused, you know, when they want to do that all in one time.
Right. Yeah. See, the problem is we grew so fast that we literally just put very minimal effort into our website because we've had to do all kinds of other things. But what we want to do is build up all the information around each product so that people really get a good understanding of what each product does, why they should take it. So we're putting more information, more marketing into each individual product and product line. So that's less confusing for people when they're shopping.
Okay. And then my next 2 questions have to deal with like the different personalities that you have when you do have a team. Like I have a girl who is not a social media girl, right? And she's working off leads right now. She had like bought and paid for leads and is doing all of that. So she'll call me and ask me questions. She's also in Todd Falcone's A team. So she's learning a lot about how to do that. What is your experience? Have you ever worked off the leads, or what are your suggestions for that?
I have done leads before for sure. And I still get leads even to this day. They're like on auto and they just dump into my back office. But I'll tell you that if like there's no bad lead, it's only as good as your leads are only as good as your skill set. Right. So you have to really know how to talk to people and break the ice immediately, because we live in a 3-second attention span world right now, to the point where nobody even answers their phone, right? Our initial reaction is decline. All right, now what do you want? Text me, right? We don't even want to find out who's calling us. There's so much spam out there. So how do you differentiate yourself? So I think one thing is important is to have posture. You know, you've got to have the posture when you're calling these people. When I get on the phone with a lead, I'm basically asking them what they want from me, even though I'm calling them. because I have their information. How did I get their information? Well, they must have been on my website, or they must have been gone through one of my marketing efforts, right? So when I get them on the phone, I go, hi, Dawn, I saw that you had opted into one of my websites, and I'm just calling to see, how I can help you or what you're looking for.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because since she started, I started doing some lead things and have gotten a lot of pre-enrollees from that. And it's funny because originally I was doing some of the scripts and then changed to that whole relationship thing. So I'm glad you confirmed that, because that's kind of where I was going with it now. And then the other thing is, because of this whole COVID thing and not being able to do events, I used to do a lot of events. And then I also broke my ankle. So I have been bedbound for a while, but we came up with this idea, and it was only because I was invited to another home online, what do they call them again? Like a home party, but online.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been doing that with the HempWorks and the CBD thing. And you know what? It would be so convenient, because I think that we do have so many personalities out there on our team. Some people want to build this way. Some people want to build another way. If we came up with something where some of these people could do home, because I'm finding it's working, but it's been a little bit of a challenge, as far as like who gets credit, or whatnot. Is there a possibility of maybe you guys coming up with something for people who want to do, because of this whole COVID thing, of maybe doing some online part? Because I have another girl who's doing that and she loves it and is doing really well.
My best advice would be to just first understand that you are the business owner in your business, right? You're the owner. So you have freedom to choose how you promote. And we're not going to tell you which way you have to do it, or because everybody's doing all different things. Some people literally, they only rely on the marketing system. That's it. They're just having hundreds of conversations. It's opting in, it's follow up, and it's a very simple process. Other people want to do parties. Other people want to do events, groups, fan pages. Other people want to do paid advertising, paid traffic, paid leads. I mean, there's a million ways you can build this. And
right.
It's not really like one size fits all. So I would be a terrible person to do a training on how to do a party, because I've never done a party in my career. But for the person that is killing it doing parties, I would learn from her. I would say, hey, can you maybe turn this into a course that we can take from you? Can you maybe do a video on how you're setting things up? And then you can share that with your team as an option. So my best advice is seek out the mentors that are, good in the areas you want to learn, and then implement that in your business. Because I don't have all the training answers, even though I'm trying to give you guys a lot of different perspectives on Tuesday trainings. I'm trying to bring in different talent and, new people and new faces that we can all learn from. But I suggest you do that in your own team as well. I think if we can create a collaborative learning environment for all of us, I think we all win. So, you're the business owner in your business, Dawn. So you're the leader.
No, I mean, I get it. I just thought that, like on the My Daily Choice side,
mm-hmm.
it would make, but anyway, it would just make it easier to process some of that stuff in a party if we had, My Daily Choice's backing. But you know what? Yeah, we're figuring it out, and she's doing really well on that, and she loves it. So kudos to her.
I mean, you never know. It's definitely could be an option in the future. It's just not currently on our radar just yet.
I get it.
But with the new product line coming, you never know. It could be very much a possibility that we implement some sort of social aspect into our technology. I've asked for that too. I just don't know if they've approved my request yet or not. So.
All right. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
For sure. What else you guys got? Did I miss any questions in the chat? Somebody's asking about sampling, and that's something that I didn't actually mention that is coming. We are actually building out a whole new sample program that makes way more sense, that it's going to incorporate all the products instead of just a select few. And it's not necessarily going to be tied to a specific funnel. They'll just be, able to purchase, like, I want 20 samples of this, 20 samples of that. So you can grab and go, give them to people 6 feet apart, or you can mail them to them. That's what most people are doing. especially with like the shampoos and stuff, like that's really what we want people to be able to sample and use, because those are like wow products that you use them once and you can't not ever use them again, right? You have to have them. So we want to do that with our shampoos and some of our other things that are coming. We even want to do that with our soft gels. So we'll see more on that later.
Someone was asking about your book. You got a book coming out.
Yeah, actually I have 2 books coming out. I went from 0 to 2 like real fast. I can probably tell you what the title of it is now that it's trademarked. But one is going to be available by Christmas, and the other is going to be available sometime next year, probably in the spring. So the first book is going to be called Breaking All the Rules, and it's going to be my story and how I rose to the top, defeated all odds, my rags to riches story with all my life lessons in between. And then the next book that I'm writing is going to be called $1 Million a Month in MLM. So that's going to be more of a how-to MLM guide. And there'll be like, as I describe it, it's like a GPS that cusses. So it'll be directions in my voice, right? Okay, I'm gonna try not to put any curse words in there, but you get the point. The point is, it's gonna be real talk, straight to the point. It's not gonna be a lot of fluff. Like, I look at this book, I love this book, I like Timothy Ferriss, but who's gonna read all that? The other thing is, the books will be 100 pages. That's it. So you can read them quickly, you can digest all the information, and you can apply it. So that is coming soon. Well, to sometime around Christmas.
How do we get signed copies, Jenna?
You just ask Alicia, and then I do whatever she says. So, and Megan. But I do have some books I want to give away. Alicia, you can decide who gets them. But yeah, you give away. Hold on. Mr. Higdon sent me. Ray Higdon sent me all these freaking books, and I'm not going to need all of these. So if you want to give these away, Alicia or Megan, you guys can give some of these copies away.
Awesome. Thank you.
Speaking of books.
That's awesome. Thanks.
For sure. Okay. Any other questions for me?
Anna, can I ask another question?
Sure.
If you were to look back at your life right now, and from the start, if there's one thing you would change, if there is, what would you do? What would you change?
That's hard to answer, because if I changed anything, I don't know if I'd be where I am right now. Like I had to go through all the things I had to go through, even though it was painful and growing was hard. But I don't know if I would change anything, because ultimately life is like a crazy zigzag. You always end up where you're supposed to be if you follow your internal guidance.
You know what? That is exactly the answer that I would give too. But I guess, let me rephrase, maybe if there's something different that you would have done, like that would be the question.
Yeah, probably I wouldn't have got married twice before I met Josh. I would have just waited for him to grow up and then married him once. That's probably what I would have done had I done it differently. But then again, I would have never ended up in Baltimore, Maryland if it wasn't for my mess of a life before that. So again, still kind of hard to say, but yeah. That's the biggest thing I probably would have liked to change. And the reason why is because I see the difference in my children now. The kids that have to deal with the divorced home versus the kids that don't. Zoe's like a completely different ball of energy. She's shining bright light compared to the struggles that my boys have had to go through because of the, broken home. So I think that would have been something that I could have changed. But as far as all the lessons I had to learn to get to where I'm at, I take it all. I wish I learned faster. I really did. I had to repeat a lot of lessons over and over again. I wish I listened to my internal guidance sooner and was less stubborn for sure. But here we are.
It's my third marriage too, so it's okay.
Third time's
and it's been
Right.
Time is a charm. Exactly.
Right.
Thank you so much.
I had a question.
Okay,
First, thank
Missy.
you. Thank you for being here and spending this time with us. That's awesome. I just wanted to know, the samples question was one of mine too, but I wanted to know what your 3 favorite products are.
My 3 favorite products. Well, the tinctures, because I cannot function without them, so I need them in my life a lot. The shampoo, for sure. Like, I'm somebody that's had a lot of hair trauma in my life. You guys have seen the progress of it growing, but I don't know about you guys, but my hair at one point was my identity. Like, it's a big deal, and this shampoo has brought life to my hair. So definitely I would say the tinctures, the shampoos, the conditioners, the masks. And for my 3rd product, I would have to say probably, I would say our essential oils, actually, because I have them in different rooms of the house, and it just gives my house a whole new vibe, I feel like, when they're diffusing versus when they're not diffusing. You know, I feel like scent is one thing that always brings you back to a certain memory. Like when you smell something, when you walk into a bakery for the first time, like it triggers memories. And, you know, I try to keep like it's smelling nice in my house because my kids are going to remember what it's like when they grow up. It smells like my mom's house, that lavender or whatever, you know, and in Zoe's room, I do lavender and make it smell nice and relaxing in there. We add them to the bath. We put in, and we got them in our bath bombs too. It's really hard to pick 3, but I would say those are my 3 favorite. What other questions do you guys got?
Well, I have a question, if that's okay. How are you doing, Jenna?
I'm doing great. Let's hear it.
My curious question of the day is, what are the 3 books that you're reading right now that you recommend for other people to read? You and I are very much alike. We love to read books, and I've read a lot of the same books you have, and I'm just curious as to any recommendations as to what you might be reading right now that you like, or in the past that you recommend.
So I'm currently reading, I'll show you.
Awesome.
I'm reading 1 Million Followers by Brennan Keane. It's super complicated. So
I like complicated.
Really want to
1 million followers. All right.
Like if you have a lot of time on your hands and you want to implement Facebook advertising, then this is for you. I'm also reading You Are the Universe by Deepak Chopra. I haven't added that to my book list yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be on there soon.
I've heard of that book, and I never came. That's awesome. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
You're the second person to name it to me, so
I'll show you.
maybe a reason.
And then I'm also reading. I go back and forth because like sometimes I don't want to like learn about the universe, right? I'm like, okay, like now teach me a skill.
I hear you.
And then I'm also reading the originals by Adam Grant, How Nonconformists Move the World. So I like this one a lot. And
awesome.
I've just started reading this one. So those are my 3 that I've got going right now.
Cool. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm always interested in hearing your recommendations.
You know, this is the same question I asked for Bob Proctor.
I love him.
What does a guy like you read? Like, you know everything.
Yeah. Seriously.
This is what he told me he's reading.
What is that called? It's hard for me to say.
Thomas Troward, that's the guy that's written it. He's reading The Law and the Word.
The Law and the Word.
Yeah, it's really complicated, high level, like Bob Proctor times 1,000. So if you really want to get into something, it's nuts. Especially if you've read the Bible before, it's good because when it's talking about the word, it's talking about that word.
Gotcha.
But it's cool because it mixes like the universe and the cosmos and how we're in a thought universe with how it works, how it like aligns to the Bible.
Bridges it kind of together.
Yeah, it bridges it together.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, cool. I'm definitely gonna be down with that one.
For sure.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
What else you guys
Jenna,
got?
I have a question.
Hey, Jessica.
Hi. I just recently started an international team, and I have a few prospects that I'm going to be reaching out to again, following up on previous conversations. But I'm struggling with some language barrier issues. I know that we have resources in the back office as far as cat pages and all that, but how do I, aside from learning all of these languages, what is your best advice for getting through to them and guiding them to like their local, I have a person in Ghana who they have like a local location where they go to get their products and seek advice. But like when there's a language barrier, I'm kind of struggling with that. Do you have any advice on how to get through and communicate?
So some of our top leaders, what they do is they'll have a Zoom call with that particular team or person, and they'll bring on their own translator. So when they're doing Zooms, they have somebody translating at the same time. So I know that's what some of our bigger leaders do. That's what Robert Hollis does. He has a lot of international teams, and he just brings on a translator. So I don't know if that's an option, but we can also help with some of that. Chris Baum is really great, kind of in between. He's like a hybrid of affiliate and corporate, so he's really great to work with and can provide some resources as well. And Jory, Jory is our international VP, so he's really great to work with as well. He may be able to actually connect you with some other leaders that are in that area that can support that team too.
Thank you.
What else?
Jenna?
Hi, Cindy.
Hi, I have a question because I have just two international team members right now in Nigeria, and they're struggling with having monies to even start the business. I've tried to teach them how they can do that without having money. Will this the new business opportunity that you talked about, where they can earn money without building a team that would help get them perhaps off the ground, is that going to be available in other countries?
Yes, it is going to be international. It's going to be all over the world.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
It'll be digital also, so there won't be any shipping products being held anywhere and all that fun stuff.
Okay, thank you.
For sure. And it's already translated in 15 languages as of now. So they'll probably be able to translate it into their language, which is really cool.
Hey, Jen, I have a quick question. Sure. So I've heard a few, like Todd and Eric, answer this question. I really love to hear your stand on it. So I hate seeing like kind of promoting around whatever's going on in the world, but however, I would love to hear how right now is a great time to really talk about the work at home opportunity. It's similar to what happened in 2008. Network marketing was going up while everything else was going down. Same thing's happening right now. So I'd love to hear your opinion on that.
Yeah, what's interesting is right now we've never seen so many outspoken people in all our life, right? Like a few years ago when I was putting really controversial posts out there, I was one of the very few, and people were like, you're very brave for speaking out like this. Now it's common, like everybody's speaking out. Everybody's like pissed off at something. So it's, in one aspect, it's hard to not get in the conversation because it's in front of everybody's awareness right now. So my best advice, if you're going to join that conversation, tie it into how they can create something better from it. I look at the positives that are happening versus the negatives that are happening around us. People are angry that things are shut down, and then there's another camp that's really excited things are shut down and they want them to be shut down forever, because I've heard all kinds of things like unemployment pays more than their jobs and all kinds of stuff. But this really is a time for people to really realize that our society is not the security net we thought it was. Things can quickly be pulled out from under us, you know, with a moment's notice. I mean, how much warning were we given before the grocery stores suddenly dried up? Like, how much notice were we given before we had to pull our kids out of school and come up with alternative ways to care for them? And some of us lost our jobs. Some of us were fortunate enough to get into a, you know, a virtual version of our jobs, but a lot of us didn't. You know, some of us lost our jobs. So this is the time right now, I think, to promote that we need to be self-reliant and not so reliant on the system, because the system is cracking right now. It is breaking right in front of our eyes. And I believe everybody can see that, you know, whether it doesn't even matter who they're blaming for it at this point in time. That's not the conversation we need to have. The conversation we need to have is, what are you doing to secure your future? Because Social Security is not going to be there for you. It's not, you know, and, you know, your retirement might not be there for you. Your 401k may not add up to anything, you know, in the next few years, with coin shortages and all the things that are shifting and changing right now. What are you doing to protect yourself and your family? Because if you're not actively putting a plan in place for you and your family, nobody's coming to save you, right? You have to save yourself. So this is the time to start putting these plans and the contingencies in place. So I would just start asking people, what is your contingency plan if the world continues on this path? Because waiting and seeing is probably the worst thing that you can do right now. Just waiting and writing it out, because it's only going to be 2 weeks, right? It's only going to be a month. It's only going to be to the end of the school year. Is it really? Because we've been told a lot of things, and a lot of people are skeptical and fearful about what the future holds. So this is the time that we can inspire people to just take their future into their own hands and create something themselves. That's my answer for that. I think it's great. I think it's great timing for network marketing. And Google Trends has confirmed it. You know, the searches are out of this world for people looking for something to do at home. And I think with this new brand coming on, we're going to attract a lot of non-networkers to our business. You know, people that have never had any network marketing experience and don't have time to become a professional at it. You know, people that need to just do something now. I think we'll be able to serve a lot of these people.
Thank you. Love that answer.
For sure.
I have a question.
All right, let's hear it.
Do you try to recruit daily, or do you just kind of focus more on sales if you already have a good team? Because I've signed like 22 people and I only have 2 that are really doing anything.
When I was building my business actively every single day, it was all about recruiting. Like, absolutely.
Okay.
Especially in the beginning, like, you're going to be in that phase for a little bit. So you just get comfortable getting uncomfortable, get comfortable being in that mode for a while. I don't necessarily recruit so much now. I give a lot of the people that come to me away to other leaders and other people. And that's because I'm trying to help Josh run corporate also. So I just had too much on my plate. But, you know, when I was just being an affiliate, you guys, that's all I did. I recruited. That was the lifeblood of my business. And the really cool thing about when you become a super affiliate is you don't necessarily have to recruit as hard for them, and the check stays there, which is amazing. That like never happens. I know that I'm supposed to tell you to recruit till you die, but I'm telling you that you can actually relax as you build your business. As Josh describes it, it's like this, okay? In the beginning, it's work, 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 check. And then as you grow, it's work, 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 check, check, work, work, check, 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 work, check, check, check. So as you're building it, just know it does get easier. But again, you're an entrepreneur, right? There's going to be ups and downs. One thing Josh is putting in the back office is a graph. It's a graph of how your business is doing. And he showed me an example of somebody's back office with this new back office, right? And it was like this. It was up and down, up and down. So there's going to be stages in your business where you got to get serious and start hustling extra hard, right? You got to go back to like it was day one again. There's going to be other times where things are a little bit easier and you can back off a little bit, do more team building, more training, and all of that. So it just depends on where your business is at. if you don't have the income that you want yet, keep recruiting and teach other people to do it.
Thank you.
For sure. What else you guys got? I got room for 4 more minutes worth of questions.
I have a question, but I want to start by thanking you again, because this has been one of the greatest decisions I've ever done as a stay-at-home mom. Thank you for these products. Gosh, I just thank you so much. And it just keeps getting better. But the thing is, I have a ton of people asking why, when they go to get a director pack or the executive packs, can they not have an option for all of the products?
I believe that's going to be changing in the near future. In fact, we're kind of trying to get away from the whole pack thing altogether anyway. Our vision is to have like one pack where when you first join the business, you can get like 20 of our best-selling products to sample versus all these specific things. So we're trying to get away from that. So we haven't made much improvements towards it right now because we know it's kind of dying out anyways. So that's kind of why also why we're doing that right now. We want it to be more just shopping cart experience where you just pick and choose and you shop for points, because as our business grows and our products continue to grow, it's not going to really make sense to fit everything into these, structure packages.
Yeah, and I have one more question, because of my pet lovers, our fur babies, people want to know, is there ever going to be an option for a higher strength of the oil for the pets and maybe some other products for the pets?
Yes. I mean, all possibilities for sure in the future. We are thinking of changing the cookies a little, maybe change them and offer more options as well, but it's kind of all just in the works as of right now for the pet line. I don't know if we'll offer a higher strength for the pets necessarily though, because at least the studies that we have seen, it actually works better at a lower amount for dogs than it does at a higher amount. You would think that, oh, this dog has something really bad wrong with it, so it needs more, but not necessarily. The therapeutic range is right in the range that we have. So that's why we never increased it. Humans are a whole different story though. And
right.
If you really feel your dog needs a little more, you could double up, or you could even give them your CBD. That's what
I suggest the natural, because there's no extra flavor in it, and I can go back and forth between that. But yeah, thank you so much, and I'm excited every day to be part of this, so thank you.
Thank you, Stacy. Horse treats. I will say not horse treats, but we have been working on horse feed. So that could be something that works out. It could not, I don't know, but we have explored the equestrian world for sure. So that's something that's on our minds.
Awesome. Jenna, I have a super quick newbie question. My face is not on today because I'm homesick from work, and y'all don't need to see all that. But I'm a nurse, so I'm homesick today. But if you were brand new to this arena, I'm familiar with the product. I've used it myself. I know the benefits, and I can teach it. But if your your existing customer base was not used to you selling it, or if you were rebuilding completely. So this is day one for you. It's day 9 for me. This is day 1 for you. What is the most important thing you would do first?
I would launch my business as if it were like a retail store. Like not physically, but I'm just saying I would have the mindset as if I were opening like a salon for the first time. Like, how are you going to blast this out to people? How are you going to like let everybody know that you're now in business? Like, hey, I'm going to get on the phone. Hey, Nicole, I know it's been a while since we've chatted. Not sure what you're working on, but as you can tell, the state of the world is nuts right now. So I took it upon myself to start my own business. I would love your support in taking a look at what I'm doing, but I completely understand if it's not for you. In fact, it might not be for you, but maybe you know people that this is for. So if you can just help me out and take a look at this and see if it might be a fit for you or for somebody that would be much appreciated. It's just really all about just kind of like, all right, this is my grand opening, you know, so plan your grand opening, whether that's Facebook, virtual, Zoom. You know, if you have a bunch of people that are interested, you could do a Zoom with your upline, and get everybody on there. Like Dawn said, you could host a little Zoom party, right, from your house. Especially if you're educated already on the products and everything, you're already kind of advanced for being a new person, which is great. You could host a CBD education Zoom. You know, I think a lot of people would want to be in that. For me, when I was starting out, I wasn't so much, hey, come look at my opportunity, as I was learn about CBD. But as the environment's kind of shifted, I would say opportunity is a great way to lead into this business right now, because I feel like it's a pain point, more so even than CBD does for people at this time. You know, I think there's a big financial need. So I would just, you know, think of your friends that are maybe haven't considered a plan B yet, or another way of creating additional income from home during this crazy environment, and just throw it out there. And the most important thing is to not get your heart broken if they say no, because some will say no, some will say yes, and it's not a big deal. We just keep moving forward. And anybody that says no, say thank you and ask for referrals, because people love giving referrals even if it's not for them.
Thanks. That was a great answer. I'm sorry I had to mute myself. My dog was barking.
That's okay. All right.
Right.
Any last question? We're right at 2.
No. Well, Jenna, I want to say thank you so much. Megan and I appreciate you taking the time out to coach our teams and talk to everybody, and we value your time so much. And we know that
yes, thank you
right
so
now,
much for coming on.
so we appreciate it.
Good to spend time with you guys, and we got to do this again soon for sure. So thank you, Alicia and Megan, and I'll see you guys on our next Zoom. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.